welcome to the Corrupted Save podcast. We're starting.
No, we're not.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Animitch. Today, I'm joined by Abby, JG.
I don't think we're starting.
Mal.
Yeah.
And not Tim.
Welcome to a low-budget cast. I'm your host, but not Tim. Today we'll be talking about a ton of stupid shit nobody cares about.
Anyway, there's some stuff we'll care about. Speaking of comments, Mal. So, Mal, comments!
Alright, first comment, Star Magician. The closest thing to a horror game I ever played was Doki Doki Literature Club. Shrug Japanese emoji thing.
You're fucking weeb. Stop
also,
commenting.
horror movies are shit. Well, that's wrong. Sweetie. No.
Sweetie.
No, it's just...
Are you talking down to him like, sweetie? Horror
sweetie.
movies.
Yeah. No, there's good horror movies. You just have to open your heart to them.
Look here, Sweaty. We don't care that you get scared. Fucking watch the movie and stop talking. Thank you.
Yeah. Star Magician's just scared.
He's right.
Yeah.
There aren't any good horror movies. They're all...
Is Star Magician like a Yu-Gi-Oh card? It sounds like one.
You don't actually think that, JG.
No, I do.
Oh yeah,
never
so
watched one of the horror
you get
movies
scared
with
of.
you
You
guys.
actually get scared of horror movies.
Yeah, I do.
Well, the only thing that people like about horror movies is when they're funny.
Yeah, but the problem is that I get scared, but I don't think the movies are good.
Right.
Like, I'll be spooked and I'll be like, wow, the movie sure is shit. Though.
I got scared of Signs when I was a kid. I still don't think the movie's good.
I was terrified of that fucking movie.
None of you people have any fun.
Wait,
I'm on the podcast.
I can watch a scary movie and think this is bad and that's funny. We watched, what was it? Whatever that movie it is.
Jason X?
Fucking water.
oh, Signs.
Yeah,
but
what's
Slosh
Signs?
just said.
Listen, I'm not listening to Slots. He talks too much.
That's fair.
Oh, he's right. Oh.
And that can be funny, but at the same time, it's not a good movie. I'm not going to watch Signs by myself and go, this was an experience.
What are you
It was
guys
an
saying that
experience.
Signs is like the epitome of horror here?
Epitome.
No, we
Epitome.
were saying that it's a shit movie. It's funny.
Yeah?
It is. That's what I was saying.
I can't believe only me, Schlots, and Animitch appreciate horror.
We appreciate horror.
You
It's
just
just
think
most of
horror
the
can
time
only
it's
be
shit.
good when it's funny?
Didn't say
I
anything
think
about
I
appreciating
enjoy it the
horror.
most when it's funny.
No, I'm saying there aren't any good horror movies.
I don't think there's not. I don't think you can
Incorrect.
say there's not any good.
You're the one. You just
Name
don't
one
like
good horror movie, Mitch. I'll wait.
Halloween.
Signs. Shit!
Halloween
You know
is
how-
so good, Mal. Let me tell you.
The original Halloween was
Some
pretty
dude-
good.
It's not though.
At the
It
Mouth of
was.
Madness.
At the time, it was
The
pretty.
Thing. The
It's not a
fucking.
movie.
You're gonna tell me The Thing is a bad movie?
The Thing's fantastic. I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but it's fantastic.
I'd call it a horror movie.
How is it not a horror movie?
It's a comedy.
Let's define
It's a
horror.
romance.
I always thought of it more like an action film.
It's not an action film.
It has
It's
quite
a-
a bit of
It's a
action.
Are you
thriller.
talking about the remake?
No, I don't think I've ever seen the remake.
You shouldn't.
We should watch JG next
Wait, the
time.
remake of the remake? Because John Carpenter's The Thing is a remake of The Thing from Another World from 19...
Not really a
I'm
remake.
pretty sure it's an
Yeah.
adaptation of a book.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
That's an adaptation. Never mind. Anyway, Mitch is right. So we're watching all three.
Wait, 3?
Yeah, we're gonna watch the original movie that's
Right.
based on the book, and then we're gonna watch The Thing.
No,
and
no,
then
no.
We're gonna watch.
John Carpenter's The Thing is more closely linked to the book because in the 1960s Thing from Another World, it doesn't, like, change forms.
Yeah, but we're watching that.
It's just an alien
We
dude.
need the reference.
Why are we talking about this in the podcast?
I don't know. What's the other comments, Mel?
Alright. From Otaku, hey, just want to apologize for my comment on the last podcast caused any problems, and give my thanks to Mel for looking into my question. Any places I trust for video games news are Opbrainful, Niche Gamer, and One Angry Gamer, aside from specific message boards of supporting information. Been listening to most of you blokes on the podcast in particular since before the LBS existed. Thank you.
It's
That
disgusting.
said, I have a
And,
question for you. No,
I have a
thank
question for you,
Shut up. I'm not finished.
What was his comment from last time?
That said,
Well, I'll just let him
One
go.
Angry Gamer. That said, I have a question for you. Where do you get most of your news, consumer relevant information about video games or the video game industry? Thanks, guys. was like, you don't have to apologize. It's fine.
It didn't cause
No.
a problem. I just didn't
No,
want Mao to put his fucking foot in his mouth again.
I
went
wasn't
back
trying
and
to put
listened-
my foot in my mouth.
You have your
I
foot
listened
constantly in your mouth.
I listened to when we answered that question. We did kind of snap at the question.
You
I don't know
did.
why.
What was the question?
It's
It was
it's
what-
because you expect everything to be trash and awful, and then you don't think I can handle something like that.
Mao, you
No,
immediately started to make judgment. We're doing it again. I'm just gonna stop.
The question was something happened to one angry gamer, but none
Nobody
of us really
knew.
visit that site, so we don't know anything
I
about
know
it.
of it, but yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. What matters is this question: where do we get our
Yeah.
news and consumer relevant information about video games? Fun. Yeah.
GameStop newsletters.
Mostly image boards, Twitter, everyone here. So our Discord, word of mouth, and
Nintendo Power.
I
Maybe
occasionally
from
check.
Recess.
JV from Recess has the hookup. His dad works at Nintendo.
Oh man, he's got all the shit.
I'm gonna be
Twitter
honest.
is
Twitter's pretty good usually.
Go ahead. You were saying something.
Twitter is probably the best place. Just follow like developers you like, and they'll usually post things, and then you can usually find like people who will either leak stuff or link to other people's articles that might be interesting on Twitter too.
I'm gonna
You
let
just
you,
gotta find a click.
I'll let you cats into some old world knowledge. Every publisher and game developer out there has like a newsletter. You can sign up for that, and they'll just
Disgusting.
send you shit in your email. I get a lot of news through that as well.
In fact,
I don't
most
even
of the time,
check my
they will
email.
automatically sign you up for that. You have to check out, like, you have to check to not get that newsletter.
Well, yeah, but like you usually don't sign up for developer websites for a video game or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can still get those, and every once in a while I'll get an email from a video game developer or something, like press kits and shit. They're out there. You just have to care enough to look for them.
And they get spam.
Oh, yeah, you get lovely spam. Hey, did you know Atari is releasing an Atari box?
Wow.
They really want you to know.
Apparently, it doesn't work that well.
It's shit.
Weird.
I get all of my gaming stuff from the shit Mitch posts in the podcast room. I'm not even lying. That's where I get all everything.
I mean, at this
I
point,
like how when we started, you said that you didn't read any of these.
Well, yeah, I don't think until like
He just looks at
on
the
podcast.
title.
Yeah, I look at the titles. I look at the clickbait titles that he posts, and then I'm ready for the podcast.
Yeah.
That's all the comments, right, Mao?
no, there's one more comment
Oh.
from Uber Android on the YouTube. So this goes to prove that I'm not Uber Android, and he's an autonomous human being who made a
This
comment.
doesn't prove anything.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you could
doesn't
be-
prove
he's-
shit.
he's
man.
saying he's an
I'll
android.
just go with this. The crow noises are a bit annoying. Well, well, Fish isn't here. Let's
Well, Fish is a bad editor. Let's shit on Fish.
yeah, let's
This
shit
is our
on
new
Fish
segment.
for putting in very loud crow noises throughout the entire podcast.
I'm sorry.
It's a podcast.
Is it-
I looked for all 5 seconds to find those crow noises. I didn't sit through all 10 hours.
I think
It's
It's not your
throughout
fault.
the
I imagine
podcast.
Slots posted it.
I did not post it.
Doesn't matter who
find out.
posted it. He downloaded it and put it in for the entirety of the podcast.
Oh,
Did he
Like-
really?
It would have been
Yes.
fine if you. Okay, no, it wouldn't have been fine.
That's
It would be annoying.
amazing.
But he didn't like lower the noise enough. It was like having another person talking, except there was a crow.
It sounded. It sounded fine to me. It sounded.
It did not
Actually
sound
sounds like
fine.
it improved the podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
Frankly,
What?
I'm amazed that the other commenters on Not Brainfall didn't like mention it.
Usually, I can't even hear the music, so hearing.
No, that's the thing. It's not
something-
music. It's just,
It's
oh,
right.
He had
Usually,
music
I can't
and
hear
the
the
crow
music.
noises.
Oh, it had both.
Yeah.
I only heard the crows.
Yeah, we apparently did the podcast outside in a spooky school yard, and we brought our
Relevant.
boombox with the fucking crows
We
out
didn't bring
there.
actual
Yeah.
crows.
this is going to become the roast fish heads cast, isn't it?
Sick.
All right.
Well, speaking of news, let's go through the news, because there's a lot.
Do that segue
Yes.
again.
There's a lot of news. There's a lot. So, I'm just going to read down the titles
What
we
did we
have.
start?
And if people want to say anything about it, they can. If not, we'll just move on to the next one. So, the Monster Hunter
Oh,
movie.
no.
I want to talk about this.
What's the
Yeah,
Monster
go
Hunter movie about,
I didn't read
JG?
the article.
Is that all you wanted to say? I hate you. The Monster Hunter movie is being directed by J.W. Anderson, who did the Resident Evil movies.
We talked
It's
about
gonna
this
be
last time.
Yeah, we were
Did
talking
we?
about it. Yeah,
we talked
no,
about it on 2
it's like
podcasts.
this came
before
out.
this.
No,
I
this
mean,
is
you've gotten
now we have-
screenshots of things
now we have-
like what's your face in power armor.
Mila Jovovich.
the Anderson said, "Dude, I fucking love deserts." That's the information we got. So basically, they decided to pick the most boring biome for Monster Hunter to form the Hunter part of the movie on.
I
so
don't
that's a
mind the
good
desert
sign.
areas.
Yeah, but they're kind of boring though.
I'm pretty sure it's also on a boat because one of the guys is named the Admiral. So
Well, if it's
Well,
the desert boat,
that's-
that's not as bad. But like, I like the desert in Worlds, but the other deserts are just I don't know.
I mean, I
Yeah.
imagine
Oh,
they'll be taking inspiration from World.
Yeah, well, yeah, they will be. So
I can't wait
And
to
that
see what
had
the
a boat.
monsters are gonna look like.
you've already seen
CG
that.
abominations.
Yeah.
Rathalos.
Yeah, they
I
have
thought
a
that was
test.
a trailer.
No, they have a test video out where they show the.
Well, that's test footage. I don't know.
That's probably what it's going to look like. But, like, a little better.
Anyway, yeah, suck or nuts.
What?
Are you excited for Monster Hunter?
Is the movie
The
gonna
movie.
suck or is it gonna be a real nutter?
Or is it going to not?
Or will it
Are you
make
gonna
you nut?
nut when you go see it? I don't know.
Yes. Next, anonymous 4chan post could help solve a 25-year-old math mystery. Abby, you posted this. What's it about?
so you explain it.
Yeah, so,
Should we save this for anime?
No. It's news.
I don't care.
We're not going to be talking about Steins Gate during the fucking anime segment.
It's not even Steins Gate. It's
I thought it
Haruhi.
was.
No.
Oh.
So years ago, someone posted on 4chan asking how they could watch all of Endless 8 in all possible combinations without repeating. Turns out that's a math problem that has existed for a long time, and now they're struggling to figure out how to use this anonymous post as a source for actual research papers, because it could actually help them figure out this problem.
So what is the math problem? It's how many different
It's-
combinations are in a sequence of 8.
Yeah,
Should
without
we sequence of 14 because it's 14 episodes?
no, it's only on the site. And it's no, it's the original series, not just on the site.
That is 14
So
episodes.
yeah, it's 14. But it's how many combinations without repeating combinations. Because you'll have a few redundant combinations if you go through everything. So they actually figured out the math for it, and it could make they're trying to put it into actual papers, which is pretty neat.
But how would this be useful?
It's not. It's math.
It's math. You never know.
It's not the most useful application for this is to watch Haruhi in all of those orders. That's your application.
Look, Mal,
I'm
we
sure it
figured
could
out
be used
most
to-
of...
Go ahead, Mitch.
No, you.
No,
I
Mitch,
feel like I
clearly-
talk over you all the time.
No, Mitch, please go.
Okay. Look,
I'm
Mal, we
supposed to say
clearly...
okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Abby.
Go ahead, JG.
JG, Shin Megami Tensei If. You want to talk about that?
So the world is falling apart. Everything's going to shit. Economy's bad. I hate myself. I'm sure we all hate ourselves. And I think
Is
I
this
know
the
why
plot
this
to the
is
game?
happening.
Yes.
It's because one of the seals that will sound in the trumpets that will sound in the end times has been broken. SMTF is out, folks. The end is nigh.
Yeah, A and Genesis, who have done translations for the other S&T games, translated it, which people have been waiting for years for this, and it just sort of dropped out. In fact, we reported on the podcast that because of not Fish Heads' harassment campaign, I reiterate, Fish absolutely did not harass anyone at all.
I did.
Yeah, no. It's
What are you saying no for? He did.
they in Genesis suspended their translation of the.
He's not multiple people,
Is he?
Multiple people do help him do his translation.
but he himself is one person.
Okay.
Yeah, but his name isn't in Genesis, it's Gideon Z.
Anyway, the guy stopped his translation, we reported, but now it just sort of dropped out of nowhere, and people are like, oh shit, it's out. Fish is more qualified to talk about it, but sucks to be him, I guess. He fucking slept in.
You didn't sleep in.
The thing about SMTF is Gideon Z was 100% correct when he said nobody really wants to play it. They just want the translation to be finished.
Yeah.
Because nobody actually played it. They just want it to be finished. So in a way, I'm not really... I don't really care all that much. But I'm happy
It's an event.
out. It is an event. We've been waiting for this for a long time. For seemingly no reason.
Is it good then?
No, it's Prototype Persona.
Oh.
So it's good.
Prototype Persona 1 at that.
There you go.
It does have an interesting story, though. If you want to see kind of what they sort of wanted Persona to be, you should play If. You should also watch the If movie, because apparently it's somewhat based on that, as the name is
There's
If.
an If movie?
Yeah, it's an English movie, Mal. You should know your own culture.
Yeah, it's about a clown that's Pennywise.
That's
and
it, not it. That is it.
What?
Not
What's it?
Everyone got your...
Don't
Got
do this,
joke.
Mitch.
As soon as you said clown, you don't have to continue.
So, It is not an English movie. Stop stealing our culture, you shitty Brits.
Our?
Wait,
We're American, Abby.
Oh!
no, we're not. We're neo-British.
I guess New Brit.
I bet you'll find Stephen King was born in New England or something.
Yeah,
As you try to look it up.
Yes.
I believe he was.
I think
No,
this
he-
bit is falling apart.
He lives in Maine, which I think is part of New
He was
England.
Portland.
Oh, Oregon, that's not New England.
Oh, what's the next news article?
Alright, starting with our bad news. Bad news, Valkyrie Drive Mermaid, the anime, gets banned in the UK. The BBFC was like, oh, this is child pornography, my dudes. Like, these girls are like 15, 16, engaging in sexually explicit acts. And so it's been banned. I don't know if it's banned as in you can't buy it, but you can import it to the UK, or if it's just flat out banned. I'm not sure about that. But
Your
yeah.
country.
Well, do they have a good reason for doing this, Mitch?
No,
they
they
don't.
don't.
It's
Of
anime.
course they don't. It's a bit dicey because this is standing the precedent that animated things correlate to real life things. So
Right.
I think that other anime, because hentai doesn't come out in this country if you think about it, really.
Does that mean
well,
that anime is
But
real?
Valkyrie
is
Drive
real.
Isn't hentai? It's just
It's not
high
hentai.
etchy.
It just
It's
has
super
boobs.
etchy.
Right.
It has boobs and
In
sexually
the
explicit
character
acts.
description for all the characters before it came out, they listed the weight of all the girls' boobs in their character descriptions.
Oh, that doesn't sound very edgy. That's a little weird.
It's kind of the
Edgy.
opposite of edgy. It's round.
But I doubt the Senran Kagura anime is going to get released here as well, because that's got a lot of nudity and
Yeah, they're kind of the same
yeah, they're young.
style. They have the same niche.
So it's the same fucking
Like
maker, I think.
actual nudity?
Well,
yes. See actual
tits.
boobs.
Yeah, boobies.
There's a giant lady with giant tits because she's giant.
Okay. But do they show the nipples, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then I understand why.
No, you don't understand. That is not an excuse. Just because you can see nipples, fake nipples.
Mitch,
Yes.
the laws
no,
are in
Mao.
place. I'm not.
No, this is
You
a
are-
dumb law.
The laws are fucking stupid. It's anime.
Heaven forbid someone see a nipple.
Oh no.
This isn't. Never mind.
Don't worry,
You
it's like
defend
that
it.
sometimes here, but at least they're not banning it. People just can't show it everywhere. but heaven fucking forbid you see a nipple.
Oh,
Look, it's not kosher. You can't have it.
they probably are kosher.
So that sucks. As I said, I don't know if it's banned outright or if you can still import it, but you can't buy it here. But yeah, I'm expecting to see many other anime be banned.
Is this going to be your first felony?
I haven't watched any Valkyrie Drive.
Yeah, like it's
I own
not
the
a
game,
great
but-
show. I don't give a shit about it, but the principle of it isn't great.
Nope. Next, it's probably not a
Next.
good idea to change your PlayStation Network ID. Sony recently gave the okay that now you can change your PlayStation Network ID. However, if you do that, some DLC and some of your digital games will no longer work, apparently, because they're linked to that specific ID.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's a really good system they thought of.
Yeah.
They could have
This is,
assigned someone. They could have just like assigned everyone a number,
Like a number. Yeah, like
like
Discord
most
does.
services do these days, so that you can change your name to whatever. But no, they decided to assign it to your actual name that you give them.
Oh, you know what they could have used?
Yeah.
Friend codes.
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea.
Problem solved. Everything's fixed.
Finally. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
so
how does that fix the problem?
it doesn't. That's the joke.
I know I was being obtuse. That was the joke.
Oh,
That was
This is also
great.
the
with
joke.
multi-layered jokes.
cool.
So, I don't know if you can... I don't know how you even change your ID or how much it costs or anything, but you might want to stick with the fucking
Let's look it up.
Roblox
I
Lover
think
69 is your PlayStation ID still.
I think
You
there's
can
a
like
list of like games that are affected by this. So if you have any of those games and the DLC for them, you can check through them and see if it'll affect you or not. But otherwise, don't change your name or you'll get screwed.
Changes to online ID can be made through the settings menu or via the profile page of your PS4. That doesn't really explain much.
Next,
Continuing the bad news. So Tom,
None of you played outcome games though.
What?
Wait. Well, it's more than the games that they did. So Tom from Xseed and also the other girl,
Brittany.
yeah, I think so. She's also gone.
Yeah.
So Tom and her are gone, and they were the only two at Xseed who
From Xseed.
From Xseed, they're gone from Xseed. The girl, she's looking for new employment. Tom is just going to teach in Japan. They're the only two who were really anti-censorship at Xseed. Like they were open about it, and like they were really into it. And now they're gone, and everyone else at Xseed is trash. So Xseed is a garbage company now. Yay!
So, we'll combine this with another news story. This is... I have no doubt that this is because Sony removed the intimacy mode from Senran and Kagura. Tom is very, as you said, he's very anti-censorship, and because of this new policy that Sony's introduced, which makes Japanese devs change their games, I think that Tom wanted to leave Xseed because he doesn't want to deal with changing
Leave
principles.
games in
Why?
general.
Why are Sony doing this?
Because they've
Because
gotten
it's
everything's
because of
gone
that.
to their heads.
I'll tell you why, because they
That
changed
is because of
their
China.
headquarters have changed to San Francisco.
Oh, right.
That's what's happened.
Wait, like their whole headquarters?
Look,
like their
I
Japan
don't-
headquarters?
PlayStation headquarters are
I
now in
don't
San
see-
Francisco.
That's fucked up.
I don't see the impetus for a Western censorship drive.
It's California.
It's
No.
not just a Western censorship drive. They're censoring games in Japan too.
That's what I mean. There's
The
gotta be more
policy
to it
now
than this.
means that Japan studios have to submit. I think what are they called? They have to submit their what are they called? Game
drafts, game
drafts.
design
Their game
documents.
drafts have They have to be delivered from Japanese companies in English and sent over to
Oh,
Sony California so that they can check up on what they're doing.
they saw all the money in Western audiences and they decided to shit on their home base. And
It's fine.
because they make money doing this. All they have to do is put out a God of War, put out a Spider-Man. Put out
It's
a
cutting your
Last
own nose to spite your face. Like, you are deliberately antagonizing niche sub-markets on your system who bought your system for these types of games, and you're just saying, we don't care about you as a consumer. Go away.
It's
You either
kind of,
play the games we want you to play and how we want you to play them, or you can just not.
and it's amazing because like they're adding like beams of light to games with bikinis in them at any point, and it's just like it's not like with anime where they do that on the TV version and then you buy the uncensored version on the Blu-ray because then you actually own it. You're putting
But
money into it.
that's the thing. The things they're censoring, there's not even like it's just bikinis. It's not nothing even
Right,
being shown.
it's not even actual
Yeah.
nudity.
Yeah.
Nudity.
But they're censoring a product that you're buying. You're paying $60
Yeah, I get it.
for it, and you don't even get to see it. Like, it's insane. You can't even mod it either because it's PS4 and it's not PC.
The Nintendo versions of some of these games are less censored than the Sony ones.
Yeah,
That's-
it's
Think
fucked up.
about that.
Pretty telling, yeah.
So like,
you think they'll extend this to depictions of violence or
no,
like-
I doubt
it's only boobs because that's what really matters.
It does.
Well, it's funny you say that, Mao, because Ubisoft has been pushing for a Chinese market, and so
Oh, God.
they have to tone down the violence and depictions of skeletons, apparently, to get into the Chinese market so that it's allowed. And so
Also, I'd
they've
like to
done
point
lot
out-
of-
Oh, go.
Well,
Sorry, Mitch.
they've done lots of aesthetic changes to Rainbow Six Siege so that they
yeah.
can comply with Chinese censors, and that has to be rolled out globally.
Yeah,
So
well,
Western games
I pretty much
are being
abandoned
censored
Rainbow
as well.
Six
You
Siege.
probably
like,
shouldn't pretend like censorship of violence hasn't been a thing for a while now. The games in Japan.
yeah, but
in
it's a
Europe,
thing. The reason why they're doing this isn't because they suddenly decided we have different moral values that we have to apply.
Well,
to
no,
our
I'm
video
not
games.
saying that it's a sudden thing. The censorship
No.
of violence has been a constant thing.
No,
It's
my
not-
point. No, that's not my point, JG. My point is the reasons for these censorships are not like because these companies suddenly grew a moral indignation of the content overnight. It is just to appeal to a certain market, to be able to get into a market or something. And I guess it's most time in
And
China.
I'm
'cause-
responding to what you asked earlier when you said, "Do you think this is going to spread to violence?"
No, he's asking if it also applies to that, and it's
No,
not.
I
In
didn't
the
ask
West.
if it was spreading. I
So the thing is, you can't really. So like it's very different thing since we still have like ultra violence in games. That's still clearly there, and that's seen as okay. That's in like God of War. You have like crazy violence in that, but that's fine. But tits, no, you can't have any of that. I don't think there's actually. I think there weren't any in God of War.
Yeah,
which
it's
is-
because we are where we are. That's some of that is censored outside of
No, but
our market.
but it was fine before. Like, it was fine earlier this year. It was fine, but now it's just not fine.
Not violence. Not
But
violence.
sex. What do you mean not violence? I don't know where you're coming from.
Violence has been censored for a while now, and that never really stopped outside of certain markets, especially in the East. A lot of violence gets censored. This isn't new as far as violence
Yeah.
is concerned. That's what I was
Yeah.
responding to Mal's statement earlier.
Oh, right.
okay.
I think he meant in the West.
Th-
And I
there's
think
Chi-
you know
there's Chi-
he meant in the West, and you're just trying to be antagonizing JG.
No, but
I think everyone was just talking over each other.
yeah. I mean, the
Alright,
thing
I
is,
guess I
China
was
doesn't.
talking over people and not responding to questions.
China
but
just
whatever.
has a bunch of like censorship laws, doesn't? Or I
China
heard,
is absurd with its censorship. It's hilarious. They're responsible for things getting double censored.
yeah.
In China, you're not allowed to show depictions of skeletons. You're not allowed
No.
to show anything spiritual or ghosts. You're not allowed to have gays either. So when Hollywood is trying to push for these Chinese markets because they make $1 billion off of Transformers, but then at the same breath they're saying, "Oh, we're all about diversity," but you won't see a
Yeah.
homosexual character in movies.
You
that are
won't
being
see a
pushed for
homosexual
China.
ghost skeleton in a Chinese movie.
Dude,
Exactly.
I can think of at least 2 homosexual ghost skeletons.
Oh, come
God
on.
damn.
Okay, no, I think ghosts can be fine because in Dota, right? In Dota 2, there was a hero called Skeleton King, but because of China, they changed it to the Wraith King, and now he's like a ghost dude.
I mean, there are Chinese ghosts.
No, I get that, but I think it's
They
like
really
the
don't
pictures
like
of bone
skeletons.
for some reason. Yeah, I think like the
I think,
law,
yeah,
it's
I
not
think
even that
that's-
solid. It's just like it's a law that can trip you up if the Chinese suddenly decide to apply it to you, much like every Chinese law, seemingly.
Imagine if a bunch of television shows had to take out things involving towers because of a certain thing that happened in our history. Imagine if you couldn't just have a certain floor in a game because Japanese
JG,
people
you're
are weird
just doing
about
this
numbers.
contrarian. Shut up. All this, yeah, JG, all the fucking skeleton invasions of China that they killed millions of people.
But there's a cultural reason for why they don't like a certain thing. But we can just ignore.
But is there
it
a
when it
cultural
applies to
reason
us.
why the West is being super anti-boobies right now?
Well, yeah, there is one, but we
Go
don't
on.
have to observe it because it's dumb. Like I'm not here trying to say that it's okay. I'm just trying to say.
But it is a cultural reason.
But when we say it comes out of fucking nowhere, we don't know where it's coming from. We're being disingenuous. Like these things have they exist for a reason.
Yeah, we know
We can't
why
fucking
this is
pretend
happening
like
because of
it's just popping up out
California
of nowhere.
social justice warriors.
No. My point was the law isn't like 100% on the skeleton thing. It's just if the Chinese suddenly decide to apply it, then it could cause problems. So devs so makers of content take out skeletons because they don't want to deal with that shit. They don't want that sort of Damocles hanging over their
The
head.
real
So to
problem with this thing is that it is clear that the developers in the home country where this is being applied to don't feel like they have any sort of representation, despite Sony being a Japanese company, which is so bizarre to them as well as to us as consumers, that this is completely on a publishing side.
So, I want to do a quick glass half full thing and we'll wrap this up. I think that this sort of policy is not going over well with the normies, the average consumer. I think when did Dead or Alive Extreme 3 come out or was announced?
I don't fucking know.
It was a couple years ago, but I'd go onto like Twitter and the Reddits and all those other normie sites, and I'd see people bashing these sort of titty games.
Why are you
whatever.
unironically saying normie?
Hey, fish.
Because I'm ironically saying it. Anyway, let me finish.
You fuck.
I'd see people bashing those sorts of games, but now, when I see the many, many articles of games being censored or being banned from Western countries, I see a lot more people sticking up for them and saying that they're bollocks. So I think that the public consensus is shifting in that respect, and I think that while these SJWs are going to get power at the moment, and probably for the next 5 years, these things happen in cycles. There was a big censorship in the 90s, and then it kind of got relaxed, and now it's building back up again. And I think by 2023 or something like that, because at the end of the day, it will go away. Because at the end of the day, the only thing companies care about are their shareholders, and if the shareholders aren't getting enough money because Japanese devs aren't publishing on Sony systems anymore because they're going to switch in PC because they can't make the content they want to make, because I think that's what's going to happen, then eventually these people will be taken out of power,
Mitch,
I think.
Remember that it's not just like social justice stuff. It is stuff like Chinese laws, for example. So you can't like
No, this is West. This is stuff happening in the West.
okay, but
This is
Yeah,
changes that are specifically made for the West by
So you know
Sony.
what? So you know what?
No,
actually,
Mitch, go ahead, Abby.
So you know what actually was going to happen? Remember when Sony came out with the PS3 and they said it was going to be $600 and everyone laughed, and then they had no games, and then the Xbox 360 became the predominant system when it comes to consoles.
Yeah.
This is going to happen again. They're
The
getting
difference is
everything's
these
going to
games
their
just
heads.
didn't come out. They just didn't get released before in
hi,
the
Fish.
West.
Oh.
Hi.
Yeah, well,
Did you start without me? Thanks.
Yes.
No.
But the
Yes.
thing is,
The ST.
everything gets
What?
to-
Hang on.
Shut up.
That was trying to say something to me, and he keeps getting.
He's not saying
talked
anything
over.
important. So everything's getting to Sony's heads, and
Yep.
they're going to tank because of it, because they're going to forego the actual audience who buys their games. Like Microsoft, they're trying to bring in Japanese developers again, so they're going to get their gems like Lost Odyssey. They're going to get a bunch of gems. They're going to be an okay system for a little while Sony is trash, and then it'll just kind of teeter-totter like that. Maybe in the meantime, Japanese devs will realize that they should just put shit on the PC. We already have several games that are on PC and PS4. The PS4's version is getting censored. The PC version isn't. Just buy it on PC. Keep buying PC Japanese games. They'll keep doing it, and it'll be good. That's all you got to do. It's a cycle, and you can deal with it. You can live with it.
And in regards to Xseed becoming a trash company now, I think, there's stuff like Senran Kagura and other lewd series are going to take a big hit with him removing content, but I think their translations of stuff like Falcon games will just be fine, so...
Hopefully.
What I think Mao was getting at was that China is going to is becoming a huge part of the market share, and if they say no skeletons, developers are going to be incentivized to not have games with skeletons in them from the get-go. Just not make a skeleton.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Is that
It's a thing that's happening now.
Fish, I thought you hated China.
Not necessarily having like two versions of the game. Like, oh, he's a skeleton in this version, but in this version...
Honestly,
but just like outright get it, so you don't have to bother.
Honestly,
there are no skeletons in the game. Don't worry about it, fam.
The two versions thing has existed for a very long time, and devs will just make two versions of the game, one with skeletons and one where, I don't know, they're ghosts or they're
had it in TF2.
Zombies.
Like the German version. No, the German version of CSGO is amazing, where you kill people and they explode into balloons.
They don't explode into balloons. I think they
they pop it, like balloons just pop up. Yeah, and they surrender. It's really
Let's
funny.
talk about the violent censorship that's really funny. So in like one of the country games, instead of being like two dudes, they're just two robots.
That's us. That's Europe. Probotector is the name of that game now.
Germany loves robots.
Specifically, isn't it?
What?
It's because of Germany specifically.
Yeah, Germany turns everyone into robots. Like TF2, they're all robots.
The funny ass,
including especially their own countrymen.
the funny ass green blood in a lot of Japanese games. The fat man just not being in Fallout 3.
The joke is that Germans are repressed and have no emotion.
I got it.
How did they do that Manco? Because I saw someone else talk about it. How did Manco work in Germany? The like the machine over robot thing, or man over machine thing?
Because it's robots versus robots.
Robots versus robots.
Well, I think the robots were all blue. So...
No, I don't think they're robots in.
So it'd just be red robots.
I don't think they're robots in Germany. I think it's just they explode into the fun party gore, which you can set. You don't have to be German if you want to set it to that. It's just funny, but that's just
Left
how
4
it
Dead,
is.
you can't like decapitate or dismember any of the zombies. I almost said robots. You fight robots in Left 4 Dead in Germany.
You gotta like
Robot zombies.
a special gore version in Japan if you want the real version of Resident Evil 6 or 7. Forget. One of those is not real, so whichever one's real, that's the one, folks.
Okay, so that's that.
Yay.
Let's talk about something fun. Us making mistakes.
Yay.
So last episode we talked about the PlayStation Classic lineup of games. Turns out I read a false list that was made up. So instead, I actually have the actual list here. That's confirmed. So here's what we have.
Mitch, this isn't how you do it. You just pretend you didn't make a mistake and move on.
Yeah, you call
Fishhead's made the mistake. It was Fishhead's. He made it.
This podcast is
yes, I'm well known for definitely caring about the PlayStation Mini enough to find a list of games.
Anyway, Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2. Fun fact about Cool Borders 2, that was the first game I got from a PlayStation 2.
Was it cool?
Nope.
Oh.
Destruction Derby. PlayStation 2.
You know, you used to be able to buy old games and play them on new systems.
Oh yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was revolutionary.
Xbox One X. Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto,
Some game.
Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Ridge Racer
Really?
Type 4.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes,
Oh, no.
there. Persona's
Well.
popular. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Because you want a fucking first-person shooter on a
diversify.
regular-ass PlayStation controller. Twisted Metal and Wild Arms.
No Valkyrie profile.
No Valkyrie profile.
So let's talk about the odd one out here.
Odd world.
Would that be Revelations?
That would be Revelations Persona.
Yeah.
I don't know who that's for.
Like I said, Persona's popular, so you
Well-
get people wanting to...
They want to experience the
Touchdown.
first game and then immediately stop experiencing
Immediately be tricked into playing it. So there are two ways they could do this. They could retranslate the whole thing, which would be rad because you'd be able to play Persona with the original.
Don't think
Music.
you do that.
Yeah,
Which you can
Or-
actually do if you have a self-modded PSP because someone made a patch that.
yeah, I heard about that. Or they could do the fucking rad thing and just put on the original translation.
Oh,
The original translation with black mark and a whole part of
Everyone's
the
white,
completely
Mark
cut
is
out.
black. The Snow Queen quest doesn't work
It's not that it doesn't work; they deliberately removed it.
because there was like a weird bug in it, if I remember correctly.
No, I think they just thought,
Oh, they
it's
just
too
took it
hard.
out.
It's too much effort to translate. No one will play it.
untranslatable.
What's the deal with that?
Lazy translators.
So it was the thing is, it was the first time Atlas tried bringing anything SMT related to the West. Although Jack Bros might have preceded it.
Let's not talk about that.
Might have. Don't talk shit about Jack
Well,
Bros.
Atlas brought Friday the 13th to the West.
that's
'cause that
basically
was an
Persona.
Atlas game.
Like, the best part about them changing the characters is that they went the extra mile with Mark. They really did. But when you look at the way they changed the other characters, that they just slightly colored their hair and maybe like touched them up with white paint. Really bad.
Just change the hue a little. Which, they're anime characters, so they already look white.
Don't do this. I don't want to have this
I don't think
conversation.
people knew what anime was back in the
The anime wasn't
1995.
until
Persona was
25.
out. So
But,
that's the list of PlayStation Classic games. But fun fact, the PlayStation Classic in Japan has different games attached to it.
Wow.
that doesn't surprise me.
So the Japan exclusive games are Ark the Lad 2, Armored Core, Gradius Gaiden, Xi, Saga Frontier, G Darius, and Parasite Eve.
I would trade a lot of the games on ours for those.
I'm surprised they
Arc's
don't
really
have
good.
Kingsfield on the Japanese one, because isn't that series fairly liked in Japan?
Yeah, by Autis.
No. So same as over
Armored
here.
Core.
I think it's kind of a testament to the PS1's library that no one is happy with this list.
Yeah, it's a bit shitty.
Valkyrie profile.
I guess that's the problem when you have like a system that's mainstays are like third-party titles, and
Yeah.
you try and corral. It's the PlayStation All Stars problem.
Nobody
That they managed
asked
to pull it
for this.
off. I mean, never mind. I fucked something up. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, just nobody asked for this. Nobody wants it. It's stupid. They constantly just copy Nintendo. That's the
Well,
trend.
People will buy these things because
To
people
be
are
fair,
dumb.
Nintendo just copied Sega.
Oh,
Like, Sega's been making these fucking jam
Yeah,
packs
they
for a
have.
while now.
Oh yeah. The thing is, I think we're moving to the point where the systems are getting too complex to really pull this off. Like maybe they could make an N64 Mini, maybe.
Yeah, we won't get a
But-
PlayStation 2 Mini.
Yeah, we won't get it or a GameCube Mini.
I can't wait
No.
for the PS4 Classic.
It's when they try to do the Game Boy Mini and people go, "Wait a minute."
Oh, handhelds will probably come next, won't they?
They shouldn't.
I don't think people will buy into that one. I think people feel like
I don't know.
They already have the Virtual Console. That's what that exists for.
Do they have a virtual console? I don't think there is a virtual console.
They used to.
They used to. They did. It's been shut down, and there isn't a virtual console on the Switch.
Next news.
Next news is the Ami link. This is just because I saw it while I was browsing Ami. But it's basically, it's the cover art for Jump Force and how fucking terrible it looks.
I mean, the characters on it.
That's awful.
That is pretty bad.
It's like someone just posts his figures in front of like a green screen.
But it's not. It's also the fact that they're all angry.
Of course they're angry. They're fighting.
They're all angry. They're all walking towards the fucking...
They're not all walking.
Well,
only Luffy is walking.
It's generic.
They're facing
Western,
the direction.
Generic Western cover art. And if you compare this with fucking what is it? J-Star's Victory Versus, which is a similar theme of having all the jump characters in a fighting game.
Oh, thanks IGN article for playing music automatically.
It's all colourful and there's loads of fucking characters on it. It's great.
Yeah, but that's not an isekai story. Actually, it is. Fucking goddamn.
The art style, I don't like it anyway.
I mean, they just made it 3D.
I like how there's like a crazy, like there's a level of professional with some of these characters, and then you see Luffy and the kids from Hunter x Hunter, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Look, with Luffy, they tried. It's a specific art style. With Hunter x Hunter, it's better than what he draws.
But like, you see, Yusuke looks alright. Yugi looks fine.
Of course you'd say Yugi looks fine.
Yeah, you're right. Some of these characters look terrible, though.
So the thing with Hunter x Hunter, the character designs aren't amazing. Like, all of the characters look extremely bland, except for, like Pito? And not Cell?
Oh yeah, that's the new Toriyama OC. There's a new
he's just
original
Piccolo.
character made by Toriyama.
I guess he's hit, actually. He's just Piccolo, but whatever.
But yeah, like, Hunter x Hunter is known for having bland character design, which kind of works in its favor, because you don't expect the main villains to be just some random extra.
It also works in the artist's favor, because he doesn't have to fucking draw well at all.
Leave him alone, he's dying.
Yeah, he has a rough time.
Speaking of dying, Abby, do you want to talk about Disgaea 5 on Steam?
Yay. So Disgaea 5 it's a fun story. They tried to release it like half a year ago, and then they realized, no, we're fucked. So then they delay it for half a year. Then it comes out finally, and
No, that's not. No. They released a demo.
They released a demo, and through that demo, you could get the entire game. So that's just classic NISA fucking up. So then the game finally releases, and about 6 hours later, after release, NISA puts up a blog post on their website saying, actually, all of the network features that were originally in the game, we took those out. But by the way, you can refund the game as long as you've played less than 2 hours. Now, this is just on their blog post. They didn't put this on Steam. They put it on the Steam page a day afterwards. So chances are, anyone who was interested in playing the game and actually played it, they played it too much, so they can't refund it before they realize that it was missing these features. And the real kicker is that in their blog post, they stated that they had planned this from the start because they realized they were too retarded to make these network things work outside of PSN. So they were going to not include these from the very start. They told nobody, and they only let it be known after it was too late for a great portion of people. So I've been saying it every time. NISA is terrible. Don't give them money. They deserve to rot. Like, if
But
you
it's
haven't
called
realized
Disgaea
it,
5 Complete, Abby.
yeah, and it's not complete. it's hilarious. NISA doesn't deserve your money. They're really terrible. They introduce bugs that don't exist in the original version, and they have their heads up their asses. Like, just don't give them any money. They don't deserve it. Like now that Xseed is dead and NISA has been trashed forever. Like, who are we gonna get? Like, do we have Atlas? That's
Atlas,
about it.
Sega Atlas is still good. P-Cube.
The problem with Atlas is that
D3 Media.
So the problem with Atlas is that they dub all their shit.
The other problem with Atlas is that they have weak translations.
Oh, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Atlas and Sega have been giving dual audio options now recently. With,
They fucked up with Etrian Odyssey because they don't give us the
How long ago
Japanese
was that?
voice options.
To be fair, Atronautic. Well, never mind.
Just include the Japanese voice options for all of the
It's-
20 or 30 voices that they give.
It's hard, especially on a 3DS cartridge, which I don't know how big it is, but I imagine that
Make it DLC.
voice
I don't
acting
care. I
takes
would
up a
take
lot
it
of
as
space. So
Like,
they're
they
not
can get
gonna
around
do
it.
that. And then they also have to
fucking Drakengard 3.
hang on. Shut the fuck up, Abby. They also have to program in a switch that was not in the original version so that you can swap between them, which is
Oh no, they have to do
easy.
work. Even NISA can do that. I'm sure they can figure it out.
Yeah, but for niche games, they don't want to bother.
Maybe they
oh,
will
then maybe-
figure it out because
I'm not
bringing
saying that
things
it's
over.
right. I'm just saying that that's why they don't do it.
It's part of their job. Just
I think
make a good
Atlas are going to
product.
start. I think Atlas are going to start doing dual language because Fist of the North Star had one, even though
And
that's Sega
Persona had
Atlas,
it
but
as well.
still, Persona had it. I think Catherine's going to have it. Valkyria Chronicles 4 had it.
I think
So,
those are
I think
bigger games,
they
though. So
get
for
it.
like
I can't. Go ahead. Sorry, Fish.
those are bigger games that they're putting out, though. I mean, like slightly bigger. Persona in particular, obviously, was a big deal.
I mean, Etrian Odyssey has a lot of games to it, and it also has spin-offs, so it's fairly big for what it is.
Atronautic is a pretty big game for them. Yeah, I can't imagine they won't have a dual audio for Catherine, considering how much of the press of that game is about its audio. But
If they
man,
take
I've
out
been
Yuki
wrong
out, I'm gonna
about
be
that
angry.
before. Because remember Freedom Wars?
Don't jinx it.
Oh, you can customize your character's voice in Freedom Wars. I wonder if that'll be in the English version.
No. Either they take it out or they dub it over with their own garbage.
God, well, it was a Vocaloid thing. I really hope that they,
Wait, they took out Vocaloid?
yeah, they took out a Vocaloid thing in Freedom War. I really hope they like just do like English voice actor sound packs, and then no one buys them.
One of them is Microsoft Sam.
I'd buy that. God damn, you make Catherine sound like Microsoft Sam.
Oh man. But yeah, like, other than Atlas, I don't know who handles this shit and who can be trusted with this shit.
P-Cube is good. I recommend P-Cube and D3 Media. Anyway, moving on. Fallout 76 beta. This is just a small story. This is a bug that occurred. Apparently, when people were downloading the beta, it would freeze up or something would happen, so they'd cancel the download and then go to re-download it. When they did that, it would download the 50 gigabyte update, 50 gigabyte beta file, but then automatically delete itself. So people who played the beta couldn't fix it. So the beta's broken for some people. That's
50 gigabyte. Yeah.
50
And they
gigabyte,
decided
yeah.
to extend it because of this.
This is the first in Fallout 76 Watch. We'll give you updates over the podcast as the current broken state of Fallout 76. So, current state of Fallout 76, the beta's broken. Next. New Sony, we talked about that. Mao, do you want to talk about what happened at BlizzCon? Because I didn't,
All right, so
I didn't
there's
know
a few
any of
interesting
this.
things. One WoW Classic demo is out now. Cole was playing it, actually. That's my brother.
Is it true you can only play for an hour?
I don't know. He seems to be fine with it. He likes it, but he says there's like some changes. Like, for example, it's harder to kite enemies now, because even though it's like the classic shit, you use the movement options from Mr. Pandaria or something. So it's harder to kite
the
things.
classic, does it use any of the expansions, or is it just?
I'm not
vanilla
sure.
WoW?
Like, it's probably. I think they must, like, if they're using the movement from MOP, then they're probably using some of the code, because it's a new client. They didn't just reuse the old client, because it'd be old and fucking busted, obviously. So they must have made some changes. But the original, like, the question shit and the UI is classic, at least from what I saw. They also announced the Warcraft 3 remaster, which people have been predicting for a while, because they made some updates to Warcraft 3, which is interesting. It looks okay. I don't hate it. People are kind of divided on it, I guess, though. But could look worse, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just Warcraft 3 again, looking a bit better.
So to the real part.
The real part is Diablo Immortal.
New hero announced for Overwatch that people
Shut
don't
up.
like because it's a white woman.
Shut up.
No, the Diablo Immortal announced for smartphones, which Diablo fans did not like very much.
He got booed when he announced it.
Yeah,
They
and
booed him off the stage.
so I don't know. What do I have to tell you? It's a fucking mobile game. Of course, fans of a series that like grew up with it and won't play, like they want a Diablo 4, are fucking annoyed. No surprise there, really, honestly. But a few funny things, like the guy from the crowd asking on mic if this was an April Fool's joke while
And, like,
Blizzard were doing a conference.
And the thing with that is, like, he was dead serious. He wasn't like playing up as a joke or anything. He had like a straight face the whole time. Like, you could tell it meant a lot to him. And you also have to, like, the other perspective, like the guy on stage, he handled it as best as he could. Like, he knew he was announcing dog shit, and like he had to deal with it as best he could. Like, when he was booed, he was like, "Don't you have phones?" Like, you have to try and spin that some way.
Yeah.
You do have to feel for him, because, like, what do you do in that situation?
I like how every reaction
drew
from the
the
crowd was either intermittent dead silence or booing.
Yeah, it was boos, or it was cheering when the guy asked if it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Because everyone was there. It was like they announced that it was going to be a Diablo like thing, right? Like they said it was going to be Diablo related beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So they thought it was going to be something to actually be excited for, and then they see a reskin of a Chinese product, and like for phones, it's like, wow, fuck you.
I was going to mention that. So this Diablo mobile game is being made by a Chinese company. This Chinese company has made another game called Crusaders of the Light that many people are saying Diablo Immortal is a reskin of.
So it's not looking too hot for them. Of course, all sorts of game journalism is coming out calling people entitled and babies.
Yeah, like games
DMC all over again.
Like,
yeah.
To defend a fucking mobile game of all things, and I think it's like
it's the same story. It's the same bullshit.
If the gamers rattle their cage, they get put down.
We've seen some good hot takes. It's been amazing.
It's really funny to see them come out with this shit.
Well, if you remember, they defended Diablo 3's art style very vocally back when people didn't like that.
They defend all of this shit. They're always defending the counter opinion.
Something in common with you then, Abby.
And anything else finally?
No.
I think we're good.
That's news. Do you want to talk about anime, Abby? Because I haven't watched anything apart from... I've only been keeping up with JoJo's. I want to watch more, but I haven't been able to at the time.
I'll talk about one thing. So that Bunny Girl anime, it's Monogatari Light. That's it. Like, it's literally Monogatari. They already settled the thing with the first girl, and they're moving on to another girl, and they're going to move on to another girl after her, I'm sure. Except instead of having supernatural stuff like vampires and Byakko and snails, you have things like Schrodinger's cat and Laplace's demon. And the main character he's like Kyon Light. So like he has the kind of attitude, but he doesn't have anything else going for him. It's kind of like if you looked at Kyon and you were like, I want to make that, but you completely missed the point. You just get the outward presentation of that character. So like it's an all right show, I guess, but it's been done better in every single way in other
You're telling
shows.
me he's every anime protagonist in the mid 2000s?
Man. I mean, it's a good style of protagonist. It's more interesting. Like, I like banter, and he provides banter. But he's bland and without character. Like, his character is just that he wants to get his dick wet.
That sounds nice.
Does a character need
Kinda.
any more motivation?
He's kind of a worse Ataru, though. Ataru is kind of the king of that.
Kind of prefer Kyon's, I just want to go home.
Yeah. Like, this is Kyon, but without... Like, he doesn't get that right. And, like, it's not as interesting as Araragi, because Araragi has deep character flaws that are, like, actually important and affect things.
So he tries to hide his perversion with his somewhat intelligence.
He tries, and then he gives up on that eventually. Like, he has nuance. He's an interesting character.
He had nuance.
He had nuance. He still has some of it. It's just mostly into hating himself, and he's getting over that. This show, like, the main character isn't as interesting. The girls aren't really that interesting either. Like, the girl, like, after the bunny girl, they go on to a girl who, she's just really... She has to stay in it with her friends. She can't, like, duck out of conversation with them because she can't be the first one to leave. She has to be there the whole time. She comes off as a really bad caricature of someone who wants to be in it with the popular kids. Like, it's just, it feels really lazy. So it's all right, but it's nothing special. That's anime.
How's JoJo, Mitch?
I watched up to Black Sabbath. I haven't watched this week's episode. It's K.
You go on a boat.
Did you read part 5 or
No.
no?
I haven't either. I'm enjoying it.
All right, so everybody's seen up to the banana point at this part, right?
What's
No.
the
There
banana point?
I only read part 5. I haven't watched any of the anime part. Past
But I mean,
part 2.
we all know about
Bit
the
free.
except for Mitch. I guess he doesn't know about.
Yeah, or me. I don't know.
There you go.
The fat guy. You haven't seen the fat guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this
Stupid.
fucking banana.
That's
All right.
What do
that's
you
really
mean?
dumb.
Fisher, you on the level?
I forget. I read
It was
part
like
5 several years
So he
ago.
turns the gun into a banana, and then he puts the banana in his mouth and turns it back into a gun. And he shoots himself.
I don't remember.
The boss of the
The guys in the
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
cap-
He's not really the boss.
He's a kappa.
So the problem with everything that happens there is what would happen if he chopped the banana up? What would happen if he boiled the banana? What would happen
would
if
happen-
he just
Who
bit the
boils a
banana
banana?
when you make pie?
How's he gonna make a pie?
You mash.
He's fucking loaded in there. He can do whatever he wants. He's
maybe,
got guns in prison.
maybe the dude's just like a glutton.
Also, he's an Italian man in prison. He has a stove. They just
Yeah.
get one.
Jojo saw him eat how he ate a banana earlier, so
Yeah,
there.
but like, what if he did anything to the banana besides?
he had to take that risk. You know, he's a
Also,
fucking.
what if he just didn't pull the trigger?
What if he like bit into the banana before it
Oh my
decided?
god,
to
who
transform
cares about
backwards?
retarded plot holes? Who fucking
This isn't a plot
cares?
hole.
You're
Funny.
saying that a JoJo had a convenient thing happen to them to win
No.
a fight?
I'm saying
It's
this
it's
is
an issue of
funny.
it. Yeah, it's a very weird thing.
If I went to complain about that, we'd be talking about the fucking coffin that has no excuse.
Everyone knows about the coffin.
I hate it.
Everyone
hate
just
it.
accepts it because it doesn't make fucking sense.
It's a legit plot hole. It's
It
bad.
But we have
How
to
is
get
it-
beyond it.
How is it a plot hole? There was a coffin in the ship, and
Yes,
Dio
Ellen
got in
floated
there.
away on it. You're right.
He made 2 coffins! There was another coffin! There was coffins everywhere!
Who brings 2 coffins to a funeral?
Dio!
Dead.
Look, Dio is gay.
In any
No,
case,
because he had a son!
Look, they don't know how that happened.
how does a man travel around the world and not know what a car looks like? Any case, I watched the Devil May Cry anime. I've been
Again?
talking about it and bothering people about it for weeks. Someone with me,
I'm not gonna watch it.
but no one does because no one understands art here. No one wants to learn about Dante's soul.
Known to be bad.
It's actually
Excuse me,
not that
JG.
bad.
I'm
It's not
playing
nearly as
Umineko,
bad.
so I know about art.
So my man Dante is he's not doing good. He owes Lady a lot of money. He owes Morrison a lot of money, and Trish keeps buying things. So the entire show is just Dante going, "Where's all my money going?" and buying fucking strawberry sundaes and eating pizza. There's a reference to pizza in every episode, at least 3. Good. There's a really funny part where Patty asked Dante just how much money he made from a mission, and he says, "I made the cost of 3 pizzas and 2 strawberry sundaes." Now,
Well,
if
it's
you
funny you should...
run that math in your head real quick. Dante's making about $80 killing demons.
He's not a good businessman.
Is that per demon, though?
No, just for
Oh,
that.
that's per job.
It doesn't matter. Any demon you kill was probably worth more than $80. You can't kill a demon for $80.
Well, Kamiya, because this is going into the Devil May Cry 5 limited edition, having an edition that costs $6,000, and then someone asked Kamiya, how much does Dante make that he can afford a $6,000 jacket? And Kamiya was like, he makes about $1,000 a month or something. So that's canon.
God. That's nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense if you've seen that show.
I'll see
He
if I can
doesn't
find
do
this.
shit all day. Just
Stop
Morrison
ordering out
brings-
pizza.
Morrison brings him a job, and Dante says, "I don't take those kind of jobs." And Morrison says, "But there's a trick. There might be a demon." And then Dante says, "I'll think about it," and goes back to sleep. It is a very bizarre.
Dante just needs
show.
a day. He needs a part-time job.
He
Dante
couldn't
should.
hold a part-time job. It get into
He
his
just needs
pizza
work.
eating time.
He needs work ethic.
Trish is the one that makes all the money, but she can't stop buying clothes for no fucking reason.
I mean, she's
Anyway,
a woman.
You should go watch the Devil May Cry anime before the game
Don't
comes
listen
out.
to him.
And then you need to send emails, tweet at whoever you can. Where's Patty? Hashtag where's Patty? Let's get this rolling, boys.
I'm sorry, JG. No one but you cares. I understand that it appeals to you because you are also depressed and you make only $80 fighting demons every other day, but it doesn't appeal to the rest of us. I'm sorry.
Is that all the anime we got?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I finally started watching Goblin Slayer. I think it's okay. It's
okay.
the first episode. Yeah, was exaggerated. They're doing something different. No, actually.
So the
Yeah,
manga,
they're skipping meat
the manga
shields.
looks better. So read the manga.
Of course it does. It's manga.
Yeah. No.
Fuck.
So
No,
just
no,
read that.
Abby, what's probably going to happen is they won't skip the farm.
They're gonna
the
put it
farm
on
world.
so they can put the face reveal at the end of the show.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like I don't mind that as like a pacing thing
And it's
because
a woman.
no, Goblin Slayer's a guy. So I don't mind it. But yeah, they also did something weird with this episode where, like, there's some volumes of Goblin Slayer where a lot doesn't really happen because it's like, oh, they're setting off or something, or oh, they're going somewhere, they arrived somewhere. So they took a chapter from one of the other Goblin Slayer spin-offs, which is weird to think. Goblin Slayer has 2 spin-offs. Brand New Day and Year One. Year One's a prequel. Brand New Day is like oh, here's what's going on in this Goblin Slayer person's world at this point, something like that. and they adapted one of the stories from that and put in the same episode as the one where Goblin Slayer does something else. So I don't know. They're mixing things up. I don't mind it that much, as long as you get the farm war, because important part of Goblin Slayer's character. But yeah, it's okay. But yeah, read the manga, because the manga is like does the better job overall. Though it is also funny to see people really annoyed, like, dude, where's all my rape? I watched the first episode. I want more rape. Where's the rape? You know, but because that's the thing about Goblin Slayer. That. I mean, people say it's a problem with Goblin Slayer that has like its tone diverges. I don't really see it as a problem, because I feel like that's. I don't really know if the Goblin Slayer offers big brain.
Clicking.
I mean, to talk.
Not you. The idea is that they want to set a tone and set how dangerous these things can be, and then they work beyond that, because you don't need everything to be like depression the whole time.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's the thing. $56. I mean,
it's also if you have it be just a constant depressed atmosphere the entire time, then it kind of loses its value. You want to spice it up. You want to keep it nice and light, and then bring everything down.
Then you add a spicy rape.
Yeah.
That's why Berserk has like the RPG party. It makes sense. I don't know.
So it has Puck, although Berserk is more like grim overall, and then small moments of
Sure, but like you have it be a little bit like you bring a little bit of light in so that you can just crush it. It's a standard strategy.
Anyway, we're done talking about anime now.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's now time for the game show. It's time for Lost in Translation. The teams are going to be Abby and JG and Fishheads and Mao.
We're going to lose.
We can watch slots?
Yeah, we lost them.
Okay.
So, Lost in Translation, what I did is I went onto Google Translate and I put a video game title in, and I translated it from English to German to Marathi, from Marathi to Lao to Japanese, and then Japanese to English.
Swahili!
So, you have to figure out what the translated title is, so let's get ready to play. Abby, JG, you guys are up first. The donkey returned to the ground.
Let's kind of keep doing this.
The donkey returned to the ground. JG and Abby, what is it?
Donkey Kong Country Return or whatever. I don't know if that's
yes!
the title.
Oh,
you got it! You got it, friend.
Now we're gonna get a bullshit hard one.
Maybe. Fishheads and Mao. Here's yours. Layton and a happy house.
Professor Layton in the Mysterious Village.
Yes! Good job, you got that one.
I was gonna say, if it's one of the sequels, then I have no fucking idea. Because there's so many.
So, 1-1. Abby, JG, here's your next one. Control V, please. There we go. The history of the umbrella is bad.
And that's a good thing.
Is JG here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What's your thoughts, JG?
I'm reading articles, but I want to say this is it Umbrella Chronicles?
Oh, we got it!
That had to be something Resident Evil.
Give me the full title, though.
Fuck you.
Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles.
There it is. Can't just say Umbrella Chronicles.
Sure you can.
The title,
Good job.
The title is right. The history of Umbrella is bad. They're not a very nice company. So
yeah,
it is. That's the subtitle of all Resident Evil games. Fishheads, Mao. Here's your next one. Scoop Knight. Knight spelled N-I-G-H-T.
Shovel Knight.
Yeah, Shovel Knight.
Yes! Good job! 2-2! This is a close game.
Mitch, you sound very upset about how easy these turned out.
Well, good thing they're not easy anymore, JG. Abby,
Mitch,
here's your next one.
Time to turn up the heat.
About JG.
The last brother of the dress.
You're right. I don't get that one. I got a joke answer.
Does it matter, Mel?
Yes.
He told
Translate
you at
to
the start.
German, Marathi to Lao, Lao to Japanese, back to English.
Can you write that down?
Oh my god.
Can you put it in a
Fuck.
sentence?
Wait, Mal's trying to translate it backwards.
You
No,
fuck.
I'm not trying to translate anything backwards. It's just
To
like
be fair, if you try to translate it backwards, it wouldn't work. So
no, I just have a theory on why we're doing better this time.
Well,
Oh,
Japanese.
Never mind. My theory fucked itself. Never mind. Keep going.
my theory is a fuck.
Finally.
What's the answer? The last brother of the dress.
I don't know, brothers.
Brothers.
Yeah.
What's the full
That all
title?
just
Abby?
came down to brothers.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
JG.
I don't
stick with
fucking
that?
know.
I mean, I was gonna say the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but brothers. were
That's a
better.
good one.
Well, it's not either of those. Fishhead's Mao, do you have any ideas?
Mel, I have one.
Best brother of the dress.
It's a game with brother in the title.
Go for it.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
No.
Fuck.
The correct answer was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
guess
Mao, Fishheads, here's your next one. The presence of the box has changed.
Oh my god.
Box.
Oh, it's not the
Two
orange.
all at the moment. You need this one to squeeze ahead.
It's not the orange box.
I mean, it could be, but
Not the fucking orange box. There's no way. Orange is not going to translate to all of that.
there's one other game I can think of with box in the title.
And what is it?
I don't know. Do you have anything, Mel?
Not really, unless box has been translated from something else that's also cube shape.
I think you guys are taking this game a little bit too serious.
But if they lose this, that means they lost to JG and Abby, and
Yeah,
they
that'd be
can't take
pretty
that.
bad.
Professor Layton and the Mysterious Box.
No, it's not that. Abby, JG, any ideas?
What's the game?
You can't trick me! I'm onto you. The presence of the
presence.
box has changed.
I don't know.
No, just give up.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, dude. Fortnite.
Abby.
Yeah, Fortnite. That's it.
Well! It wasn't. It was
Aw.
Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah, I wouldn't get that.
I don't.
No one would
sure.
get that.
I guess Ark is box.
Is it?
Kinda.
I don't
Evolved,
think
it's
it is.
changed. Its presence has changed. So,
Like,
here's
an
the
Ark
last
is-
one for you,
Like an Ark is
Abby,
kind of a
JG.
box.
Abby, JG, this is the last one. You're both tied, you have to get this. Securing brackets.
Yeah, okay.
Don't brackets already do that?
How many brackets
Maybe
are
that's
there?
your hint. Or it isn't a hint at all.
Are there 3 brackets?
Oh, I get it. It's
Hey!
just one word with brackets in it. So we just got to think of a game title that has brackets.
Oh.
No.
Shit.
No. It's not that.
Yeah, dude, it's VVVVV.
I got it. It's Geist.
It's not Geist. Abby, any...
Nothing.
Nothing?
Fortnite.
Okay. Fishheads, Mao.
No.
No, I said Fortnite.
Yeah,
Is
let's
it
go
Fortnite?
Fortnite.
We're going
Oh,
He
Fortnite.
said Fortnite. It's got to be Fortnite.
It's gotta
It's not
be.
Fortnite.
Eventually, it's gonna be Fortnite.
Fortnite. Gotta be.
It's not Fortnite.
Mel, any ideas?
It's
PUBG.
Overwatch.
No.
Yeah.
I really hope it was
Now.
PUBG.
Securing the payload.
How Player Unknown's Battleground.
It's not that. It's Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, okay.
Because
I'm
brackets, they're kind of like gears.
No.
I mean, not, yeah.
No.
Look, okay, these ones no one is supposed to get are haha so funny when there's like 1 or 2 of them, but when it's like half the game.
Well, you
You
asked for
got-
the difficulty to
We had
like,
half
get up
easy,
a bit.
half hard.
You wanted it to be harder, and then it got harder.
This always
I miss-
happens. One person ends up getting the difficult ones, and the other guys end up getting the really easy ones.
No, both of us have been like everyone's been getting the difficult ones. Usually, there's just someone who gets it, and then they win.
Yeah, slots usually get it.
I got
He's
the
not
fucking
here.
clock tower one last time.
I accidentally misspelled it when I was translated. It came out as Metal Gear Solitaire at the end, which I think would be a
good.
pretty cool fucking game.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it would just be solitaire
would.
with
Yeah,
Metal Gear
Gear
characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
We don't
dude, I
know
got
that.
3 running.
Anyone can
mans.
do that.
All right, go on. Next one. Last one.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
Wow.
it.
No, wait, so nobody
It's a
won?
tie.
That
Nobody
means you have
won.
to change games.
No, that's
No.
not.
he
That
has to
means we have
change
to
games
do
where
a,
no
uh,
one gets
simple-
any of them.
Ah,
Oh, I just get another victory. I guess I win all ties.
yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
Not Abby.
Tell you
gets
what,
me.
I still have it
win.
open. I'll quickly translate a game, and
Into
it'll be open floor. Whoever says it gets the right answer first.
Okay, let's
Or
not do
win.
that. Let's make it like whoever puts in a plus or whatever.
What does that mean?
No, just
In
whoever
the
says
chat.
it first. No, just whoever says it first.
Because that's no.
Yes.
Yes.
Do
Buzz
you
in.
really care if you win? It's fine.
No, I don't.
It's wet.
That's pretty.
That would be bad
got
'cause
it
it's
first.
just one. It's just one thing. There's no way it would translate to like Brazilian other things.
You never
Or
know.
wet could turn into water, could turn into aqua, it could turn into something else. Next thing you know, it's crabs.
Yeah, but you could turn to a meaningful human being, but you don't do that. So
Damn!
Man, that was
Fucking
actually
hell.
fire. That was pretty good. You fucking lit Abby ablaze. Nice
You can't
job.
let me ablaze, that's racist.
Oh, I get it, because Jews being burned in the Holocaust.
Oh!
It's
That's not even what he
layered.
was saying. God damn, fish. Holy shit.
Okay, here we go. Get
Fortnite.
ready. This is bad.
Fortnite.
Yes.
Yay, I win!
No, you're wrong. No.
Oh.
can you make this sudden death?
Three
I like to think
3 years old birthday. Go.
Third birthday.
Fishhead's got it. You win. Good job.
What the fuck's the third birthday?
I don't think
Sorry.
you translated that, Mitch. I think you just
I did.
wrote 3 years birthday.
I gave you the fucking word countries I translated it to, so you can try it for yourself.
I'm on to you, kid.
Anyway, so that was the game. What was it called? It's called
Lost in
Lost in Translation. That's right. Thank you.
Try translating that through and see what it comes
Yeah.
up.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ah.
That's what you should do
That's
every
a
time
game.
at the start. Is
Just translates the "fuck you, Bill Murray."
Shout out, Abby.
Shout out. Shout out to organs. Keep you running. Alive.
You mean the
Pretty good.
place?
this is Mount
the
here.
thing.
The
This
things,
is slots tier.
the organs that keep you running.
Okay.
It's part of the theme, don't worry about it.
No,
Shout
but,
at then.
but Schlotz's organs keep him alive, so he would shout at them.
Yeah, he would. I was hoping that he'd still be here so he could shout at them after I shouted out to them.
Shout at your organs.
Yeah. Shout at Sloth for not being able to shout at my organs.
Oh,
Oh. He ruined the multi-layer joke.
fish heads. There's no joke there. Fish heads. Shout at.
That's the other layer to it.
What do I want to shout out to? I had
I
one.
like to
but
shout out to
I'm gonna shout out to yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Shout at then.
I like to shout at
Do you want me to come back?
This
to
is hard.
Fishes?
Yeah, this is hard.
You
Well,
do
too
this every
fucking
week.
bad. Give me something.
I mean, I can go with fish head.
No. Shout out to scheduled tweets on TweetDeck. It's pretty cool. If I come up with a shit tweet, 2 a.m. No one will see it, and I shouldn't be awake anyway because I probably have work the next day. And just put that shit in the schedule. And
That's so fucking lame.
it'll make it.
If I tweet this, no one will see it.
It'll make it at 9 a.m.
Gonna-
instead.
I mean, that's kind of the point of Twitter.
Shout out.
Shout at Twitter, because even when I do schedule tweets,
No one likes
no
it.
one says them anyway. So, and Mitch unfollowed me. Fuck you, Mitch.
Well, you shouldn't do bullshit.
Mitch still follows me, and I don't even tweet.
Exactly. That's who I follow. People who don't tweet. JG.
Shout out
Shout
to
out.
Mitch for following me on Twitter. I'm getting them hot takes out of nothing. But whenever I do, someone will follow me, and if I don't tweet immediately, 2 seconds later, they'll unfollow me. Because apparently you just have to constantly have a fucking opinion about everything.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
I want to shout at the state of Oregon.
Oh,
It has brought us nothing but miserable video games.
no, that's
In
misery.
Oregon.
Shitting yourself to death in a field. And there's a better version of Oregon Trail, and that's Amazon Trail. You know, I want to shout out to Amazon Trail. Amazon
It's
Trail
called
is
Death Row to Canada.
no Amazon.
That's
Trail.
better.
A game where you can get fish, and you see that game sucks. Shout out to that one Apple II game where you're a fish. You could be a shark.
In Amazon
Hold on,
Trail.
that sucks as well.
In Amazon
I
Trail,
wanna shout at the
can you get
Apple
the
II.
little? Do they in Amazon Trail? Do they have the fish that swim up your deck?
As far as I know, no. But they have a really
Look,
good
there's only one case of it
picture of
swimming
a
up your dick.
jaguar, and you look at that jaguar a lot. Way more than you should any picture of a jaguar, in fact. I think that's me, Mal.
Jaguar? You mean Jaguar?
Jaguar.
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 Jagger!
Jaguar.
Jagger!
Jaguars can fuck you up.
Mal, shout out.
Shout out to Jaguar.
Are we gonna shout out to Young
Shout out to
Scroll?
the Atari Jaguar.
Or no?
Not shout out to that. It's shit.
Shout out to Young Scrolls. He's a guy in Bandcamp and YouTube who makes music mostly from samples from Oblivion. And it's really good.
Shout out to meme music.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
Abby didn't shout out to music. What the fuck?
That's
That's
not my
not
theme.
Will you tell us the theme at the end of the season?
I'll tell you at the end of the theme. It's
I
going to
really
last
like-
longer than the season.
I like Young Scrolls. I bought his album. He makes good shit. I hope he makes more. And it kind of makes me want to play Oblivion.
Also, you really should have
Sorry,
figured out what the theme is by now.
Shout at my dad. Because, so
Fuck you, Dad!
No, we prepared sweets and candy for Halloween, right? And we had it.
And
in
then
a
he
big,
just ate it all.
we had it in a big basket. I mean, it was just fun size stuff, but there was a lot of it. And no one came to Halloween to trick or treat,
Oh.
so we saved it. But today we found out that my dad threw it in the fucking bin without
Damn.
time being called. He threw all the candy in the bin.
Why?
No one's eating it.
Oh my god.
He doesn't want Luke to get fat.
You could have donated
more
or
Cole.
something.
I mean, Cole's already fat, and I wouldn't get.
No, he said Luke.
Yeah. I said us. But, yeah, fuck
he
you,
did
fuck
say
you,
that. I'm
Dad.
making fun of Cole, though.
Fuck
No.
you, Dad.
I mean, when I got
Um,
one, I can order like 100 Fizzy 8 per
Yeah, it
cup.
turns out you can
Gummies.
go out and buy candy, even when it's not Halloween.
I can just
Have
order
a
it off
free
Amazon.
candy day.
Mitch.
I'm gonna shout out to this website where a guy has made these little Bioshock-esque inspired dioramas of cities underwater.
What's the website,
He
Mitch?
gets what?
What's the website?
Posted.
I pasted it.
We're on a podcast, dude.
It will be in the show notes.
Massachusetts.blog.fc2.com/blog entry 113.html.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wouldn't call them Bioshock-esque. It's more like it's a city that wasn't supposed to be underwater, but now it's flooded, and so
Or no,
it is
it's underwater. It's overgrown. Like
So what he did was he took the
Well, no.
and
If
then
you scroll down,
so
Yeah,
so
go
he
on.
made a building and then he tripped.
No,
and
these
fell
are-
into the bathtub.
These
then
are
he called
little
it-
diorama figures, diorama cities you can buy online. I don't know what they're for, but they might be for train sets and stuff, maybe.
Of course,
But
the
he
fucking
went-
trains.
He got them, he eroded and weathered the cities, he put like little foliage on them, and then he
He's got a
encased
squid!
them in resin, he put some little sea life in them, and then put them on a stand and displayed them, and they're really nice. And they look like they're easy to make, so I actually might try my hand at this, if it's just resin and some figures and some weathering techniques. Looks pretty simple.
I like how he has it at an angle.
I really doubt it's as easy as it looks, Mitch.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the wave detail he put at the end would be pretty difficult, but it doesn't look too difficult.
He's
You
got a
might
lot of
wanna-
Gundam sets.
Yeah, like you might want to just try it on something less expensive first.
I think these city. I looked it up. Geo Caper,
GeoCities?
Geo Crapper or something is what the brand of these buildings are, and they're about £10 a set,
That's pretty good.
so they're not that expensive. My shout at is I went and bought a load of discount Halloween candy, and I bought Tesco's own brand milk chocolate pumpkins and eyeballs popping candy surprise. These are foul chocolates. They are disgusting. They taste like they have dirt in them. They're fucking foul. I hate them. I bought like 7 bags of these things, and I fucking hate
You
them.
fucking retard.
These are foul chocolates.
you could personally be like, I'd rather get a razor blade in my candy bar than get some of these.
So that's me. Abby, have you
Hi.
played a
Oh,
video
you know what
game?
I should have shouted at is
Well,
we never get trick or treaters, but my mom still got a small bag of candy anyway, of like chocolate and stuff. And on Halloween Day, on October 31st, she couldn't find any Halloween candy. She could only find Christmas chocolates. What the fuck?
Why are you
yeah,
shopping
Christmas
for candy
chocolates,
on the day of? Do it before.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
She didn't think of it before. I don't
Or you
know.
do it the day after so that you get discount.
But it was already gone on
yeah, get
October
foul discount
31st.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Fucking bizarre. Anyway, go on.
Hi.
You've been playing a video game, Abby.
No, he
I
hasn't.
have been playing a video game.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh! I've been playing extensively. So I've been playing Residents of Fate.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm about 45 hours in, and
Tell me what that is.
I finally got to the plot. It's a really interesting game where, for the most of it, so you have 3 main characters. You've got Leanne, Vashiran, and Zephyr, and they just kind of do shit. It's kind of a slice of life for a bit. They're hunters. They do odd jobs for money, like turning the power back on or delivering wine. Also, they have guns and they shoot everything to death. And you fight various different types of enemies. The character design is pretty great.
So, is it like a JRPG or
Yes.
a third-person shooter? Oh,
It's a JRPG. So like the enemies you fight, it starts off with things like like dudes in suits, fat men in suits, dogs in suits, gremlins, stuff like that. And in Trias fashion, they do recolors to a lot of things. So like the dogs in suits, the higher tiers of them, they just start having rapiers in their mouths. They don't even use them; they still just bite you, but they have rapiers like adjacent, and that makes them more powerful. So the plot, like you get whatever sets up these dudes going around to do whatever odd job, and then at the end of every chapter, you see some dudes from the church, and they're up to no good. At one point, they literally say, "We are evil men." There's more context to that, but they're up to something, and you don't really get a good idea of what they're doing until about chapter 8, which is halfway through the game. That's when you start to figure out what the general plot is actually going to be about. But then the next chapter, they reveal that there are demon vampires, and I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore. So it's a very interesting game, and I'm really interested to find out what the fuck is supposed to be happening. They included an extremely important cutscene detailing the motivation of the villains of the game in the opening if you hang on the title screen for like a minute. I don't know why they chose to do that, but like it's really important to see that. And if that's not included anywhere in the main game, then I'm going to be kind of upset. So as for the actual gameplay, when you first get the game, you have to go to the arena and stay there for an hour or two to actually figure out the game, or else you'll be completely lost. I won't go into too much detail on it because it's fairly complex, but the gist of it is it's a real-time turn-based JRPG with guns where you shoot enemies. You draw lines across the ground, and when you're drawing lines, you're invincible. You run through, you charge up your gun, and you shoot dudes. If you draw lines between your other two party members, then you get resonance points, and you can use resonance points to make all your dudes run in a circle and attack at the same time. You have to pay a lot of attention to your environment and where the enemies are in positioning. It's all just important stuff that you have to take into account at every moment. It's fairly complicated, but it fits together once you get a hang of it. There's also crazy gun customization that doesn't make any fucking sense. You can add 4 different barrels to a gun. Some of the barrels are coming off of the grips. Some of the barrels are coming off of nothing. I don't know why they exist. I don't know how they help. I have one gun that has 11 different sights on it. One of the sights is added to the clip. I don't know how that even works, because the clip's supposed to go inside the gun, but it's on the clip itself. None of the sights are level, but they all help. They make the gun better. Someone at Tri-Ace who clearly has never seen a gun before thought this was okay. And you're just allowed to do this. It's an abomination. And it's a neat game. I would definitely recommend it. Hopefully they can actually make a second one. I don't know why the fuck they made this, but if it does do well, then there is potential for them to get a new game. And I'd love for Tri-Ace to make a new good game. So yeah, buy this game. It's neat.
But it's
All right.
What, Mal?
It's an old game, right? It's not new.
Yeah, it was for the 360.
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided to remake it. It's a mystery. But like, it's pretty much the last Tri-Ace game that's worth a shit. So check it out.
Shall I go?
No.
Yep.
So we streamed Shadows of the Damned, the first of the lesser Suda 51 games, I guess you could say, which what I would describe it as is kind of like a caricatured imitation of a Suda 51 game, because I don't know how much control he actually had over its direction after EA really took over. And I don't know how much people know of the backstory behind it, how it was originally supposed to be a much, much more interesting game than what it turned into. But so there's everything that was in like No More Heroes and Killer 7, but there's no greater point to any of it, where like you have the violence, you have the swearing, you have the sex stuff, but there's no greater point to any of it. It's just there because that's what's in a Suda 51 game, right? So still, even despite all that, the game was briefly starting to grow on us, on me and Mal. And
Yeah.
I don't know about JG. He was there as well. Then there was a side-scrolling shooter section. Then there was tower defense section. And kind of soured me on the game a little after that. So you can if if you're looking to play all the Suda 51 games, I would say play Killer 7 and the 2 No More Heroes games, and Silver Case and Flower, Sun, and Moon instead. Or no, wait, Flower, Sun, and Rain. What is it called? That's it, right? Flower, Sun, and Rain, I think. Play those.
It is Flower, Sun, and Rain, yes.
That's it. Play those. Don't play anything after No More Heroes 2, honestly. Maybe Killer is Dead.
Wait, what games to avoid?
Anything after No More Heroes 2.
That's a lie. Anyway.
Except maybe Killer is Dead.
JG.
Whoa, dude. JG here. I played a game. So, have you guys heard of Gundam Breakers?
No.
Yeah, I played
There's
it.
a new one on the PC.
Oh.
And it's fucking
Oh.
terrible.
Oh.
Let me tell you me. I bought that game expecting it to be bad, but I wasn't aware of just how bad it was. If Slots was here, he'd be able to
Corroborate.
But Slots dead, so that ain't happening. Let's see. First of all, the first 3 Gundam Breakers games were made by contractors who no longer work with them anymore. So this was made completely in-house by people who have no idea how the system works. So they just use a new system. It is the most benign, confusing shit that has ever been in a video game. So there's a point system. There are also missions that happen in a set battle, and you get points for collecting parts and doing the missions. But at the end, you have to defeat your enemy, but you unlock that by filling up the points. Sometimes there are like big boss hazards, and those just get in the fucking way. There's a visual novel story element that is the most boring shit you will ever encounter. This is coming from someone who reads visual novels on a regular, so I know about shit. It is just, it's like, oh hey, you're at a high school where we build Gundams. Isn't Gundam wacky? Here's reference to Gundam. Cool. Moving on.
Hey.
And there's like waifus and shit. If you like that, don't play this game. There are better games with Gundam waifus. Customization is worse now. You have more parts to play with, but you have less control over what you can do with your optional parts. Everything looks plasticky, which is fine because it's supposed to be like toys and stuff. But it still sort of just looks bad somehow.
Oh, we got the Chinese Gunpla.
The environments look fine. Slots was really into them. But then I went up to a computer and it has like this weird screensaver that had fucking a literal N64 textures. They add like weird effects on things that are far away that are completely unnecessary, to the point where like there's this flying ship from 00, and it was like changing its scale as it was flying. We were fucking perplexed about why they did that, because it doesn't make it easier to see. Don't buy this game. I did it as a joke. It wasn't funny. Don't be like me. This is like buying Bubsy. It's that level. Don't do it. Just go play 3. It was fun. It wasn't good, but it was fun. That's me. I'm sorry.
Now,
Hello. What have I been playing? I've been playing Soul Calibur 6, I guess. That came out. It's pretty good. Might criticize and say it's kind of bare bones because actually wait, should we talk about Rocket Slime instead?
You should decide what
I
you're
don't
going to talk about. You only get one.
Well, you can
I'll
talk
talk
about
about-
Rocket Slime when we show the stream. Just talk about the game
Sure.
you actually played instead.
I mean, we'll have played much more of it by next
So
podcast.
talk about it
so-
later when you know what to talk about.
So Soul Calibur is really good. It's just it's got a lot of systems. It's got so many systems.
thought you said it was
So-
bare bones, man. Make up your mind.
No, I mean like how there's only 2 like new character. Well, there's Geralt. There's 3 new characters.
There's 2B.
Well, there will be 2B when they bring her in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Every character feels very different. It's nice. There's no clones in the game. Everyone's style is very different, which is great. It looks really nice. Stages look nice. Ivy looks nice. It's okay. That's all.
They need to fix Nightmare. Nightmare is a problem.
You could say
How's
he's
it-
a nightmare.
I
How
shouldn't
is
be
it a
able
problem?
to beat most people by just tapping the kick button and then doing overheads the entire time. You want to see some real fucking shit? Go watch those Soul Calibur championships where Sonic Fox is fighting some dude playing Nightmare. That dude just fucking has a field day doing the same shit over and over again. Fuck Nightmare. Fuck people who play him.
Mitch.
Right. So I recently hacked my 3DS. I know,
Attaboy.
right? I wasn't using it for the longest time,
I'm so
and
mine.
then I just thought, fuck it, I'll hack this thing. The reason I hacked this was because I started playing Pokemon Shuffle.
You fuck.
Yeah, and I got to a point where I was like, wow, I don't want to pay microtransactions.
Wait, you can still do that? They didn't like try to take any action against that?
No.
Oh.
You mean in terms
Oh,
of hacking, they can't fix it.
I hacked
Well,
my
they-
3DS. I put on a cheat engine on it that gave me unlimited hearts.
Yeah, you
and
can give
coins.
yourself unlimited gens and hearts,
Yeah.
and you can give yourself all of the dudes at level 10. I did
But-
this back like in college.
Yeah, dude. But then
Uh,
I thought, let's go further beyond.
So you added Ditto in and just fucked everything?
No, I'm not talking about Pokemon Shuffle anymore. I'm talking about
Oh.
fucking me installing CIAs and games and homebrews and shit on this. So I've been
Only
playing...
games you own, by the way. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm backing up my games. Bro. So I backed up a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red called Pokemon Shiny Gold. It is a Gen 2 remake off the Gen 3 engine. And I've been playing that a lot. It's okay. It's Gen 2. The map doesn't work because there's no map of Johto. It's just the map of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 islands.
I believe there is one based on Crystal instead that
Yeah, I have that
is
one
a lot
too.
better. Although it's really finicky because sometimes, like, depending on the emulator, the clock won't work properly and it'll bitch at you about it.
Well, this isn't using like an emulator. It's like its own game file on the system. Like
yeah,
just
no,
boot
but
up.
it's an emulator. It's an emulator that's packaged in with the ROM,
I see.
basically.
But my thoughts on Shiny Gold is it's okay. It's added some Gen 3 Pokemon. It's changed how the bug contest works in that now you don't bug catch in the main garden. It's like this own separate place. There are some hidden areas. There's some secrets and changes here and there. And there's this one character who I think is the ROM Hackers OC called Carlos.
Oh no.
Oh.
And he just goes around and he talks shit to you, and he has the most annoying, overpowered Pokemon. He has a Blastoise that knows Ice Beam, Surf, Double Team, and Mud Spray.
I think
So
those are all legal moves, but
Maybe.
Why would you teach a Blastoise double?
Also, he knows Surf, so who fucking cares?
It double team. You fight the Blastoise. It double teams like twice. Then it throws Mud Spot at you, so your accuracy decreases. You can't fucking hit this thing now, and now it just throws Surfs and Ice Beams at your Pokemon until it's dead. And it's level 38, and all my Pokemon are like 30s.
But why would Blastoise be your speed Pokemon?
It doesn't raise speed; it raises its evasiveness. Double team.
For me.
Why don't you just get a
Sorry.
Pokemon that can't have its status dropped by that mud move? They exist.
Because I want it. Here's my Pokemon. I have a
Use a flying type.
Slowpoke.
and it won't get hit by a ground type move.
I don't have any flying types because
Maybe you should get
fuck
one.
that. Here's my team. I have a Slowpoke, I have a Quilava, I have a Nidorina, I have a Sandslash, I have a Pinsir, and I have a Mawile.
There's a lot of normal in that team.
What do you mean?
Are you saying you're the male human warrior of Pokemon trainers?
I think you need to diversify your team a little bit.
What are you talking about? I have a water type, I have a ground type, I have a fire type, I have a steel type that can't learn offensive steel moves. Seriously, Mawile? You can't learn any offensive steel moves? Are you kidding me?
Mawile is
And
a struggle.
I have a Pinsir that doesn't know any bug moves.
Mitch, I think you might be stupid.
No,
Like even
it doesn't
I
matter.
make notoriously
You don't have to
shitty
beat him.
teams, and they turn out better than that.
To be fair, I seem to recall in Gen 2, it's kind of weirdly set up so that you can have a really shit team in terms of getting past the gym leaders, but
Well, if you
it'll
pick
fuck
Chikorita,
you
you
up.
might as well not play.
Chikorita's fun, though.
that.
Chikorita's a terrible Pokemon.
Yeah, but just build around Chikorita.
With what? Who's the first? The first gym leader is a fucking.
You'll get
bug
fucked up by the
type.
first two gym leaders. No, the first one's flying, the second one is bug.
Oh yeah.
You just catch Pokemon that are like there's other
Like, do
Pokemon
you
in the
not-
game. It'll be fun.
Do you not know how to play these games? Like, did you not
Apparently
pick
not.
Charmander in the first one? Or were you that idiot who picked anything else? Because you didn't know how to get past Rock.
What's the counter? If you pick Chikorita, what's the counter for Hawkeye or whatever the fuck the bird Pokemon gym is?
I believe you can get something. You can get a rock type somewhere around. Oh yeah, I think there's a guy who will trade you for an Onyx in Violet.
Oh
Is it
yes,
Violet City. Yeah, there might be
Yeah, he
others
trades
too that I
for
can't remember.
Bellsprout.
Yeah,
Also, I don't think Bird like hurts fire.
I'm talking
Like,
about
if
grass. 'Cause you
Yeah,
pick
Chikorita's
Chikorita.
grass.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Cyndaquil.
yeah. I was actually thinking of the one from 3, the Firebird.
No, the Blaziken, whatever the fuck. Torchic. There we go.
Torchic, yeah.
Torchic, yeah.
Because like
That you-
Chikorita sounds like a chick.
no.
Chikorita does sound like Chick. He's not wrong.
Come on. But yeah. Well,
It's not
no,
hard.
like, yeah, birds don't. Oh wait, no. So wait, the first one is what? Grass.
Bird.
Bird? Is it bird
Okay,
or grass?
bird is the
If you
first
get
gym.
if you get a grass type starter in Gen 2, the first two gym leaders will give you a hard time because the first one is flying type and the second one is bug type.
Are
So
they
what you
flying
have to
for-
do is you have to find other Pokemon in order to get past them, which you should be doing anyway regardless, but
That's what I'm playing. Question. Do we have a question?
I don't think so. How
Wow.
about you, Fish?
no.
I don't think so, boss. All right, I got a question.
Okay.
Gather around, everyone. I'm going to ask a question as soon as I think of one.
You fuck.
So, Mitch, in his negligence, forgot to pronounce a waifu of the week.
Oh,
So, I'm going to put it out here to everybody.
I didn't forget.
did forget.
You did
I
forget.
didn't. I just
Yeah,
didn't have one.
Wow.
All right, so this is perfect. Who's the waifu of the week?
Ah.
Well, don't let JG do it, or it'll be some trap.
No, everyone's putting their input in.
Listen, it's not always a trap with me.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't have an answer.
Wow.
Come on, Mal, you have something, right?
What?
Who's the waifu of the week?
It's Claire from Gen 2 of Pokemon.
No.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
that's
we
it.
all throw in one. That's the thing. So if Mitch wants Claire, you can have Claire.
Who's the wife of the week?
Just say Ivy, Mal.
Oh, yeah, sure, Ivy. Okay.
All of you are wrong.
She's a nice lady underneath. She just made some bad decisions.
It's Aoyuki's character in Gridman.
It's Patty from Devil May Cry anime.
How old is she?
Isn't she like 7?
Don't. She's older. Everyone's older in Devil May Cry.
They're all
Uh-huh.
18.
But you were attracted to her. She caught your eye
I'm
when
not
she was 7.
attracted to her.
What?
Waifu doesn't
That's
even want
Oh my god, what does waifu imply? Come on now.
to listen.
Well, we're using
Listen.
the meme definition of waifu, where we have a new one every week, Mitch.
Yeah.
What? It's best girl.
Fine.
That's
best
not
girl
what it
then.
means.
That's how we're using it, which means
Yeah,
Patty.
It's like when I do waifu of the week, because I already have a waifu. When
Yeah,
I
we
do
already
waifu of the
know.
week, I do it as like a bachelorette like type of thing. Like if you don't have a waifu, take a look at this one. Maybe it's something you
No,
need
you're
to.
just doing the meme of just seasonal girl or best girl, whatever. Like that's not what it means.
Best girl. This
No. I
Yeah,
take
you're
it
a
very
meme, Mitch.
seriously.
Fucking meme.
Don't pound on your desk.
You'll upset the amiibos.
Well, Mitch, do you have a new waifu after Ramal revealed your old one?
Ramal didn't reveal anything, did he?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
no.
Or Ramal or Lotion or
No
someone.
one actually said her name. They just said they know she's from Code.
The dumb bitch from Kogias, Chi-Chi or whatever.
You want me to tell you a secret?
What?
Chi-Chi. So Ramal
Chi-Chi.
knows. Ramal knows who my character is. But
A
if
character?
if you ask him, is it from Code Geass? He'd say no.
He's the one that told us it was from Code Geass.
No, that was Lotion who said it was from Code Geass.
Alright.
And who is it?
I ain't telling.
Prove that it's not from Code Geass.
It's not from Code Geass. I'm telling you to prove it. Go talk to Ramal, who knows who it is.
How are we supposed to talk to someone who isn't around anymore?
He was on yesterday.
He didn't talk to me.
Well, that's your fault.
If you're willing to tell it to him and have him tell us, why don't you just...
I didn't tell it to him. He figured it out, and I came to him on my knees and said, "Keep this to yourself."
Oh, so
Yeah, this was
you're not
years
going to
ago
prove it.
too.
Yeah,
This has been a mystery for.
So then what you're saying is
3+
you can't
years
prove that
now.
it's not from Code Geass.
Then why do you always get upset and leave when people bring up Code Geass?
To play with you guys' emotions.
It's a
what
mind
I'm
game,
hearing
guys.
is that you can't prove that it's not from Code Geass.
And you can't prove that it is.
Alright, Fish, what's your answer?
Huh?
Here's the question of the week. Who is my waifu?
No. Who's... Well, even if you guess Waifu of the Week, you might accidentally guess his waifu, so go for it.
I doubt it.
It's
All
probably
right,
Code
I-
Geass.
We had a series of questions we asked you. It was like 3 or something.
20 questions.
That gave me some information, and I remember like I was going on forums and stuff asking people.
Alright.
Is it related to
Let's-
pizza?
Let's do that again. 3 questions, Fish. 3 questions, that's all I ask.
3 questions?
Yes, just 3.
The whole point
I
is
don't know. All
Three
right.
yes or no
3
questions.
questions. 3 yes or no questions. Okay, go.
Is she a girl?
fuck you,
Fuck
Mal.
off! Fuck you,
Yes.
Mal! Fuck you!
Yes.
Count.
Yes, that's
No,
one.
fuck off.
That's one.
Oh,
that's
my
one.
God.
Hey, you're all into this together. That's one.
We disavow Mal.
Jesus Christ.
Mal has been disavowed. This is
I don't know
it
why
should
we
be
had
20.
to limit it to yes or no questions.
I don't know why we limited it to 3.
Because I was only going to get 3 out of Mitch.
You do 20.
He
That's
was
why
going to
it's
say
the
yes
game.
to 20.
You do 10.
10 questions, Mitch.
No, you already wasted one.
No, Mal wasted 1. He's not playing.
Right.
He's not on our
He's
team.
part of your team.
No,
He's on
we
your
dis-
team.
We
dead.
disavow
I
Mal.
decide the teams.
No, you don't.
All right, Abby.
You get 2 questions.
Mal got my question. Fire off, Abby.
Does she have pastel colored hair? Or I should
No.
say an unnatural hair color, like green
No.
or blue or something.
No.
How many questions was that?
That's 2.
That's
We
2.
got one more.
What anime is she from?
Yes. All right, that's your 3.
No, That's not a yes or no question.
Exactly, but I answered it yes or no.
I've got one.
See,
Don't
there's no.
Listen to Abby.
Oh,
We've had two wasted by
wait.
fucking
You can-
cards already, so...
You can ask your question, Fishheads, but I decide if I answer it.
That's
Is
gay.
it an anime in the mecha genre?
No.
Is it a romance anime?
I've already answered 3 questions.
Yeah, it is. There we go. It's one of his shitty shows.
Yeah, it's one of those shitty shows for little girls that you like.
Hey man, if you want to say that it is, I already answered the 3 questions you gave me. I don't want to. I even answered an extended question with Fishhead, so
We've got.
Really?
We're gonna pin you down one of these days.
Anyway, and on that bombshell, thank you very much for listening to the Corrupted Save podcast, the official podcast of OpRainfall.com. If you want to hear more from us, you can go to lowbudgetstreams.co.uk for round-the-clock streaming content. If you want to hear the podcast slightly early before it goes up on the site, I recommend subscribing to our iTunes and to our SoundCloud. So, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Be careful who you trust.
No, that's old.
Yeah,
Oh, we
that's
need a
been
new
thing
one,
for a
man.
while.
We'll get a new one next season. 希望の夢と希望の魔法